Because this was such a huge part of my childhood and I absolutely love this game, I'm just going to let you say what you think of Commander Keen, since I actually don't know what you think about it yet.
I think that it suffers from some of the problems a lot of older games have, where it has some of the niggles from older game design where when you die, it can be really frustrating.
This is starting out really negative, Colin, and you may not have noticed, but I was just talking about how much I love this game, so keep it positive.
This game, I probably wouldn't be particularly interested in on its own, but I know that it's always been really important to you, partially because you played as a kid. So what exactly is it like for you to play?
To me, it's just absolute 100% pure nostalgia. So it's really, really hard to look at it objectively. Like you said something about the sounds. And I know they're bad. I know they sound horrible, but to me, they're the most beautiful sounding sound effects in the world.
Some of them sound okay, but you said something about how the walking sound effect sounded beautiful to you. Let me ask you something. Was my copy glitched? Or when you walk, does it just make this really fucking awful bass static noise? I get nostalgia for sounds that don't sound like a broken TV, but how the fuck do you like this walking sound?
You know when someone is talking and they keep ending their sentences in a high note? Just keep going up at the end of their sentences, and then it feels like a relief when they finally go down. That's what the walking sound effect sounds like to me. It sounds like that relief.
My enjoyment of this game went up a lot more when I turned off the sound and started playing music on my headphones.
Oh no, you didn't listen to the sound all the way through?
No. And if I miss something, that sucks, but I wasn't listening to that walking sound. This podcast would be about me murdering you instead of Commander Keen right now if I had listened to that walking sound much more.
I don't know, I love the sounds.
There are a lot of cool things about this aesthetic and design wise. I think it's pretty cool how you wander around this overworld going to these various places. Like that's just it's got a really cool look. And then you got this pogo stick and this gun, and you're like trying to pick up a vacuum cleaner and a bottle of Everclear, and it's just got all these cute little things that I really like.
I really like that, you play as an 8-year-old genius who built a spaceship in his backyard and just went to Mars.
Well, I interpret it as an 8-year-old playing pretend in his backyard.
Oh no, he actually did do this. Did you read the story? In the main menu, there's a story option. Did you read it?
I didn't read that at first, and I just knew I had to collect these parts for my ship because it was broken, because that's what it tells you. And halfway through the game, I'm looking at these parts of the ship, and it's it's a joystick, a battery, a vacuum cleaner, and a bottle of Everclear, which is just depicted as a jug with XX on it. And so I'm looking at this halfway through the game, and I'm like, wait, so is this kid trying to build a bomb in his house, or is he trying to commit suicide? Generally, when an 8-year-old picks up any of those things except for the joystick, it's not good.
Colin, he's a brilliant child who managed to take random items from his house and build a spaceship.
For some reason, that's not how I interpreted it. For some reason, I just interpreted it as the kid playing pretend. And so I'm sitting here like, something good isn't going on when a kid is playing pretend with a car battery and a bottle of Everclear.
On the one hand, I almost wish there was an opening cinematic like there is at the end. But on the other hand, I really like that once you beat the game, you get to see this, sort of animation type thing, and then all the pictures, and it's like, oh, wow, this is really cool. It's a really cool reward for beating the game.
Yeah, I think it's nice and simple like that. You're just thrown straight in, and if you finally win, you just get this nice little fully animated reward. One of the many times I really saw this game when I got the pogo stick, I decided to try the pogo stick in that level, and I noticed that you can go above the area where you get the pogo stick. Have you ever made it up there?
Yeah, there's a teddy bear up there.
Oh, and that's all?
Teddy bears give you a lot of points. I don't remember how many, but...
I accidentally hit the exit door trying to get up there, so I just gave up.
Yeah, you can see them. There's a little white dot at the edge of invisible blocks. There's one in the final level too, but that one you have to use to get over the vorticon to horribly, horribly crush him to death.
Oh, those are vorticons?
Yeah, those are vorticons.
Oh, the kangaroos, yeah.
The wolf, man.
They're kangaroos. So, this game is kind of weird difficulty-wise. Most things in this game will kill you in one hit. If you happen to mess up and die, you have to restart the whole level.
A checkpoint system might be nice. Like, I don't know, it would be hard to do because a lot of the levels are really large, sort of maze-like levels where you're going back and forth over the whole thing. So it'd be hard to come up with a checkpoint.
And I'm not sure it really needs a checkpoint thing, as much as it's kind of frustrating.
Well, if you didn't die in one hit, a health system would be nice.
It's just the sort of thing where you can make one simple slip up that you saw coming and you just slipped and did something stupid for a second, and all of a sudden you got to restart the whole level.
You've mentioned that you thought of it as just the imaginations of the kid. And you also said that you've been reading Calvin and Hobbes recently.
I have been reading Calvin and Hobbes. I was really bored at work, so I read a Twitter that had Calvin and Hobbes strips in it, and now I'm subscribed to it on Twitter, and I read one Calvin and Hobbes strip at least a day.
To me, Commander Keen is like the game version of Calvin's Spaceman Spiff imaginations. I wonder if they were inspired by that in any way. I think what Commander Keen has going for it is it seems to have a lot of heart to it, even if, like, on a technical level, it's not amazing or anything.
Oh, no. This is just a really, just has a lot of heart. I can't think of the word. It just, like, just at face value, it's just got heart.
Like, I want to play it again right now.
It seems like a game that has a lot of potential, not just potential, but it's kind of designed to be explored all around. I'm not sure how much of that is intentional.
I think it is intentional because, I mean, if you think about it, how many levels are actually necessary? Not that many.
Just, what, 6? The first level, Pogo, and then the 4 with the parts you need.
You don't even have to do the Pogo level because in the very last level, they give you a Pogo stick because you need a Pogo stick in the last level. But the reason they give you a Pogo stick in the last level is because it was possible for you to get there without it.
It also has lots of secret areas, and you said it's got a secret level.
Yeah, I don't remember how to get there. I knew how to do it as a kid because it was the most awesome thing. I think it's in like the dark side of the red maze level. There's like a dark cavernous area at the bottom, and I think there's a teleporter down there.
Yeah, this game seems like it's a game you can really live in, which I've heard it said a lot before that back during the era when you played this, back during our childhood, video games are a very different world where often you'd have exactly one console with a very limited selection of good games, and you would have very few games. As a kid, you'd probably only have 1 or 2, maybe 3 or 4, and you'd have a very long gap between games. And so generally people would play the games they had ad infinitum. I did this a lot. There are games that are very difficult and very broken that I know I beat as a kid through sheer force of will. And I've gone back as an adult and had no idea how I could do it as an adult. And so as a kid, something like this that has so much room to explore would be really cool.
Yeah, I remember playing this so much as a kid, and I remember thinking it was really hard, but I kept doing levels that weren't necessary. Like, I could have beaten the game at any time, but I kept thinking I couldn't because I had to do all the levels.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't. You don't have to do all of them at all.
This game's got a lot to love, and I think it really is very simple, but very well executed. It's just really pure.
That's the thing. It knows exactly what it is and delivers on it.
Other than the part where you die instantly, I'd say it's perfectly what it wants to be.
If it had a system like Mario where you get a hit and you can keep going, and there was a way to get that hit back,
like a helmet pickup.
Yeah, why didn't they do that? You have a helmet.
Because these are the guys who made Doom, not the guys who made Sissy McNeverdies.